The NH147 is a brownfield project spread over a stretch of 44 km on EPC modality. The project is located between the twin cities of Ahmedabad and Gandhinagar in the state of Gujarat. The project is funded fully by MoRTH. 50% of the project cost will be deducted from the annual state accrual from the Central Road Fund. The project has a construction period of 24 months and a defect liability period of 48 months. For the alignment analysis, two alternatives and one proposed alignment was chosen and a weighted scoring model was done considering 5 parameters and 12 subparameters. The 5 parameters considered were environmental impact, connectivity, scope for urbanization, construction cost, and road user comfort and safety. After carrying out the weighted scoring model, it is observed that the proposed alignment has the highest score of 670. Connectivity to public transport, cost, and increased road user comfort and safety are the defining parameters that make the proposed alignment a better alternative. The design problem is identified after consultation with client, contractor, and designer. The client prepares a client's brief on the basis of which the designer's brief and contractor's brief are prepared. On the basis of briefs, individual parameters, each for client, contractor, and designer, are noted down, after which the client, contractor, and the designer sit together to identify the common parameters and define the parameters that are a must and the parameters that are wanted. After the selection of parameters, three porous pedestrian pavement alternatives are identified, that is, permeable concrete pavement, permeable asphalt pavement, and porous paver blocks. Each parameter is given an importance factor, and based on the attributes for each parameter, for all the three alternatives, a scoring is carried out. The scoring for porous paver block comes out to be the highest. Based on the costing and the importance factor score, the porous paver blocks comes as the best alternative. The techno-economic analysis is carried out to determine the economic benefits to carry out the project. The techno-economic analysis is carried out on the basis of vehicle operating costs and accident costs. For both the factors, costs are carried out as per IRC SP 30/2009 for with development and without development, the difference of which gives the savings. A present worth factor of 7.5% is considered and the economic costs are projected till the design life of highway, that is till 2034. As seen in the first graph, the techno-economic cost decreases after the development of NH147 but gradually increases over the years due to increased traffic volume and congestion. It is also reflected in the second graph with the savings going negative after a few years. The traffic volume along the stretch of NH147 is highest for a 4-lane national highway in Gujarat. Due to high traffic volume count exceeding well beyond the design capacity, the techno-economic analysis is also carried out at design capacity. The benefit to cost ratio comes out to be 0.34 at design capacity, which makes the project infeasible, and comes out to be 2.45 in current scenario, which is a bit optimistic. The first step of stakeholder management includes stakeholder identification. The stakeholder register is created based on project charter and procurement documents. After stakeholder identification, stakeholder involvement matrix is created and stakeholder analysis is done. In the stakeholder involvement matrix, the involvement of each stakeholder is identified phase-wise and from leading to unaware. Most of the stakeholders are either leading or supportive. The state and the central level environmental and groundwater authorities are resistant but can be managed by following proper guidelines and documentation. Stakeholder analysis refers to assessing or analyzing the involvement of stakeholders based on their control, concern, interest, and impact they would generate over the project, and a relationship matrix is created accordingly. Power here refers to the level of authority they hold over the project, and interest refers to the level of concern. Based on the level of authority and interest of stakeholders, a matrix is created. The stakeholders with the high interest and power need to be managed closely, and with the low power and interest need to be kept satisfied. From the above matrix, it can be noted that the client, contractor, and the design consultant firms have the highest power and control, followed by the financial and railway authority, and they need to be managed closely and kept updated regarding the project. The category of stakeholders that fall under moderate would need to be monitored throughout the project. In the influence impact matrix, the influence refers to the active involvement and the impact refers to the ability to affect changes. From the influence impact matrix, it can be concluded that the EPC contractors and the client hold the highest involvement in the project and have the authority to make changes accordingly. Financial organization holds higher influence due to periodic funding and would delay the project if not managed closely. And the state authorities would have a higher impact over the project post implementation, and they need to be kept satisfied to prevent the adverse impact. The alignment analysis is done considering a fixed origin and destination based on which two alternatives are considered apart from the proposed one. The weighted scoring model for the proposed alignment comes out to be the highest, which makes it the best alternative for the development. From the techno-economic analysis, it can be concluded that the high benefit to cost ratio of 2.45 is a bit optimistic due to the high traffic volume along the corridor. The project is not economically viable for the traffic volume at design capacity. From the stakeholder management, it can be concluded that the majority of stakeholders identified in the project are either governmental bodies or statutory organizations that are either supportive or leading the project. The central and the state level environmental authorities and the groundwater authorities are resistant due to the cutting of trees and the use of groundwater, but can be managed. Choosing by advantage is a more effective method of choosing best among alternatives with respect to the weighted scoring model. For the design problem of pedestrian pavement alternative, porous paver blocks comes out to be the best alternative.